Hey guys, Loco here with Jensen. Jensen, I get flamed by TL fans all the time for saying your games are boring. Honestly, your games are boring though. True or false?
There's definitely some truth to it. I don't think we play like super aggressive, and then when it comes to macro and team fight, we're just better than everyone else. So I think the games look pretty boring if the other teams we play against are not like super aggressive, because we kind of just like choke them out slowly and win the game that way. So I think since a lot of NA teams are like pretty passive or don't really know what to do, I think it kind of shows in our games that since we just play really slow and methodical, that our games are just going to be boring against bad teams.
Let me challenge you a little bit on that. So, you guys are by far the best team in NA. I don't think anyone can really argue that. Maybe C9, TSM, they're coming up, but you guys have definitely shown you are the better team for the moment. Isn't it a bit worrying that you guys are playing the slow, methodical style compared to teams in LPL, LCK, even in Europe, where they can play 1-3-1 and they're very fast about closing out the games?
I think it also just kind of depends against the team we practice against. So since not really much is happening in the early game stages against the teams we're playing against, we don't really get punished too much. Like we might get slight deficits, but it doesn't really hurt us at all in the game. So then we don't really feel pressure to like change anything. Like for example, if we were to like play against like a Chinese team and we get stomped in early game, then like then we can see that we need to change something. But right now, it's hard to really like tell like should we play like more fast paced? Should we give up more camps? Should we like try to do something differently? Because we're not really getting punished too much with the way we're playing. So right now we're still looking at the stuff that's going wrong, like if we fall behind early game or whatever, but it's hard to really be like, well, like there's a big problem with our early game, for example. We don't really see it like that right now.
I agree with you on all your points, but I think TL as an org and a lot of players on TL and Steve definitely has said we have our eyes set not for NA, but for Worlds and international success. And yeah, you're not going to get punished in NA for playing this way, but aren't you worried you might get punished when you do go to international tournaments and you can't suddenly try to learn a playstyle so quickly?
Yeah, I mean, one thing when I was in Cloud9, we had kind of a passive playstyle up until like around Gauntlet when we just changed to go like full aggro and like full dive comps. So I'm always a player that wants to be really aggressive and like punish mistakes and not. I like to play the game like pretty risky, as long as it favors us in the odds. So whenever I see something, like I'll try to go for it, and then sometimes in review we'll be like, well, like shouldn't we like macro instead? And I'll be like, no, like we have to fight at some point. So I definitely think you need to fight a lot and like be willing to take like some small risks. So that's kind of like the mindset I bring to the team. So I don't think we should like sit back and like never take risks or anything. But if we're like slowly choking them out on vision and they don't want to fight us or anything like that, then there's not really a problem with it. And I think Core JJ kind of has the Korean mindset where like you should play the game as risk free as possible, because that's how they did it in Korea, right? They just went through macro. So we're kind of just like trying to balance it in a way that fits our team.
So another huge topic with TL and with you is Bjergsen versus Jensen. Bjergsen versus Jensen. This conversation has been forever. I remember when I was coaching TSM and you first came into the scene, that conversation just started because you're from Denmark, you're coming from Europe. Honestly, back then it was Bjergsen, no question. But now there's definitely a question: is it Bjergsen or Jensen? Is that something you think of, and what's your opinion on it?
I think right now it's not really something I think of too much. I think in the past when it was like a lot about like mid lane and like very volatile matchups and stuff and like assassin meta and etc. Like I think it made a lot of sense to talk about it, but I think right now like it's too hard to like punish someone in lane. Like I mean, sure you can have priority, right? And then you'll be like, wow, like this guy looks better, but a lot of it just comes down to which team is performing better, because mid lane is just really all about vision control right now, and whoever has vision control can play aggressive and the other guy has to play defensive. So if you have the stronger jungler or if your team has better vision control, then the other guy will look better. So I don't really think too much about like mid lane as a 1v1 right now. I wish the meta would like go back to like more like 1v1 style or like more volatile matchups. But right now, when I think of Bjergsen, I think of TSM more so than just him, because it really just all comes down to like team play right now, I think.
Let's talk about TSM. They put salt on your undefeated season. How was that something you were thinking of a lot? Undefeated, undefeated, undefeated. And what was it like after losing to TSM?
Yeah, I think it kind of gets in your head, like if you win every game and you don't really feel like it's too hard. So I think we kind of like let our guard down a bit against TSM. Like I think we should have definitely drafted differently, and I think at the same time we should have played better. I think we should have practiced harder. There was a lot of things that we should have done differently that I think, the fact that we lost to TSM kind of gave us a reality check that, like, we're not unstoppable. So after that week, after that loss, like, we tried a lot harder, like in practice, solo queue, just everything. Like, we just, made sure that we stay serious, and, this is not free. Like, even though we're a super good team, that we still have to take it serious. So even though we lost to TSM, like, I kind of thought beforehand, like, there's a chance they could win, right? But at the same time, I didn't really expect it to happen. But I think it was better that we lost than we won, because I think it will make us a better team.
Very PR answer.
I mean, kind of. I mean, I think there was definitely like some truth to it. Like, we definitely took the loss like pretty hard as a team.
So there's the other team that we have to talk about. The team you left, your boyfriend Sneaky, Reaper.
Girlfriend Sneaky.
How dare I assume his gender? Your dad, Jack, your other dad, Reaper. It's a very interesting family. So C9, they're right behind your tails. Is that a team you think of a lot?
Kind of. I think right now TSM and C9 are probably our biggest competitors. I think those are the teams we have to look out for the most, but I think most of it just comes down to how we play ourselves and how we practice, because I think we're just our own worst enemy, honestly, because I think we are a better team than both teams if we just play like we should. And honestly, not really any team in NA that I'm really afraid of. So I think we just need to make sure that we stay sharp, and I don't think we will lose to any of these teams again.
Give it to me on the real, though. You left Cloud9 or got kicked. We don't have to go into the details of that. But something happened where now you're on Team Liquid, right? Don't you really want to win versus Cloud9? And isn't it a goal of yours?
Yeah, I mean, I think the first time it was definitely a big goal of mine. Like, the first match against them was really big to me. But now I don't really think about it too much. Like, I don't think, even if we were to lose to them now, like, it would suck, but it wouldn't be the end of the world. What would really be the end of the world is if we got against finals versus Cloud9 and we lost, then that would be some serious depression. But honestly, besides that, I don't really care too much about them. I mean, they're good friends of mine. I still talk to a lot of them. So to me, it doesn't really matter, honestly.
We'll see. For the international performance, it's still way far out. As you said, you might go to finals, lose to C9, maybe forget to press R on Echo or Zhonya's, whatever it was. But international is still far out. But is that something you're looking towards? Like, do you look at teams like Griffin and G2 and be like, maybe we can beat those teams?
Yeah, I mean, I think that was a big reason of why I wanted to change teams, because I felt like we had peaked internationally. Like, while, we got to semifinals and it was good and all, when we played against Fnatic, I kind of got a reality check that, like, they were just all better than us. And, I was even outclassed myself, right? So I thought I had to change environment if I wanted to, like, perform better myself, because I thought that would be, like, a big motivation for me. And then at the same time, like, I think we were just all outclassed all around. So I thought this team had a way higher skill ceiling. So I thought with this team, like, I want to do something big with my career, because I'm almost 4 years into my career now. So I thought, like, now, like, I need to, like, win something or, make waves internationally.
So I'm not sure if you watch NBA, but there's this team called Golden State Warriors. They were a really stacked team, and they got another stacked player, Kevin Durant. And this player, Kevin Durant, he gets so much criticism for, it's something we call ring chasing whenever you join like already a really stacked team, like a championship team, like TL won 2 championships last year. Do you care about criticisms like that, or are you just like, I'm a good player, I went to TL, I made it a better team, I don't really care?
In a sense, I care, but at the same time, I don't really think it's like fully comparable, because while TL won NA, right? Like, I think Cloud9 was the team that performed better internationally. So I wouldn't really say like I'm going from like a worse team to a better team. I think both teams were pretty even at the time. So to me, I just changed team because I wanted to try a different environment, and I thought this team had higher skill ceiling. So I don't think like I joined a team that was like far better than mine. But at the same time, like, I felt like I tried too many times in Cloud9 to win NA, and I thought, I can't just keep trying. Like, I need to try to change something up. So that's kind of why I joined TL. Like, if there was something better, then I would have joined another team. But TL was just the best option for me.
Any final words for TL fans, Jensen fans?
Well, thanks for supporting me, I guess. And hopefully we can do something internationally with this team.
I mean, thanks for watching this interview, I guess, and don't forget to subscribe.
Yes.
Thank you so much to Low Key Community for making this interview happen. If you guys want to support them, the link is going to be down in the bio.